Welcome to North Dakota Hockey Central, your television home for all things regarding the 2020 Penrose Cup champions. I'm Alex Heinert, and we have got a lot to cover on today's program, including a full rewind of a title-winning weekend against Western Michigan with UND head coach Brad Berry, plus a look ahead to the final series of the regular season. First, though, it is a special senior night edition of the award-winning web series Through These Doors. Enjoy.
This time of year, the senior class takes time to reflect.
It was always kind of in the back of my head, like where I really wanted to play. I never knew if it was going to be an option, I guess. And then, like you said, to have my dad here, my family's here, it was kind of a no-brainer for sure. Like it had always been my dream, and to be able to kind of come here and play with my brother and play with my dad, who's here every day, and for the past 4 years, it's definitely been a dream come true, and that's like I wouldn't want to do it any other way.
I was 17, playing out in a junior league out in Canada, in the Ottawa area, and was actually looking at a couple other schools besides here. And was about to commit when on a Friday night Brad was at my game and introduced himself to me and said that they were interested, and came down for a visit. It was Air Force that they were playing. They were down 2-0, and very similar to our overtime, came back, ended up winning in overtime, and seeing 12,000 fans stand on their feet and the energy and just the overall excitement for North Dakota hockey. My dad promised me not to make any rash decisions when I came here, but I couldn't hold back, and right on that spot, I wanted to come here from day one.
I remember warm-ups, I was just skating so fast. I mean, I had so much adrenaline, and then starting lineups and just being out there on the ice. I mean, in that UND jersey with all the fans just cheering, it was surreal. It was one of the best moments of my life.
The first game I had was unbelievable. Honestly, I think the first shift or something I don't even remember. Just full of emotion, just amped up. You know, the fans are nuts. You play in this wonderful building around here, and it's like everything hits you, and you just want to go out and perform your best. And so I think that first game for me was, the first period might have been a little bit of a blur, but then once you started settling down and you're playing hockey again, it's awesome.
I love going on the road and, being that tenacious player who, wants to cause a little bit of havoc and, make other teams, be a little upset about me when I play, and, try to get under their skin a little bit. So, that's one of the things I love doing. But now it's here. It's more at the other opposing team instead of the fans. So I like to, have fun with the game that way, and just creating like different situations with like different fans and different players and different opponents. So
There have been bumps in the road, but the bond they formed guides them through the highs and the lows.
We banded together freshman year, and we've been working our tails off for 3 years for this process, and you know, we've gotten our share of bad bounces, and now this year we've been on the other end of it, and it's because of the process. It just didn't start this summer, you know. It's all 4 years here with this senior class and the guys before us, but just laying the foundation and working hard. That's all we've done is worked hard, and it paid off, and it's been so nice for it to come our way this year.
You know, I thought, you know, even on those down times, you know, I thought as a team, you know, we've really stuck together and, you know, stayed positive through it all. You know, the last couple of years, it was just, you know, we just weren't getting bounces. I thought, you know, everyone in the locker room every year, you know, believed in, you know, the group that we had and knew that we could do it. But, you know, it's not always the way it goes. But, you know, you can't get too down on yourself as a team or as an individual. So, you know, now this year, it's just everything's kind of, you know, came, now I wouldn't say easy, but, you know, it's just kind of working out for us. You know, we're putting in the work just like we have the last few years. This year, we're just getting rewarded for it more. So.
One moment I do realize is, I think, is our last game freshman year when we played in Fargo. They were playing Fargo in the regional tournament. We ended up losing actually after that grueling game, but it just brought us so much closer together. You know, we were that close to making that there, and you know, we don't ever want to feel that feeling again. You know, we had a couple tough years, but this year we're using that and we're driving. We want to go as far as we can.
As a 18, 19-year-old, it's pretty scary moving into a different country and not even knowing one person to kind of lean on and get to understand how things work here. And those days in Walsh and Norin and just getting to know those guys and how nice they were to me and welcoming, I really will never be able to thank them enough to make them feel like, you know, they gave me a home and a family away from home as well. The first day I came here, it was just with my dad, and I was pretty nervous. And Zach Jan and Cole Smith just finished their physicals and invited me out to lunch, and we just kind of spoke for a couple hours, getting to know each other. And to think that's you know, where that started and how long we've come along, and to this day, and 4 years from now, those guys will be my closest friends, and we'll be at each other's weddings and have endless reunions just to be able to see each other, because the memories that we've created here at North Dakota and with each other, they're going to last a lifetime.
Dating Weston and his personality and everything was awesome too, just because he's so into people. He's such a people person. He likes making people laugh. And I think that's one of the biggest things about this class is our diversity of people that we have in it. There's no one or two guys really the same at all. You know, I mean, we got some older guys who are, you know, older obviously, and then you got the younger group, but it's really such a good mix, and that's what really makes it never a dull moment.
We got guys with all different personalities. We got Smitty's kind of more serious, and then Dix and myself are kind of more of the goofballs, I guess, and then Colton, he's more of a serious kind of guy, but we all just have fun. Pesky's kind of right in the middle in that, and Janner, he's just kind of hangs out, and he's just right in the middle. But I mean, I think that all those pieces put together just create such a bond where, I mean, we're going to be brothers for life, and it's just, I couldn't ask for a better group of guys to come in here with, so I think it's just been the best situation possible.
As the regular season winds down and playoffs near, this year's seniors begin experiencing lasts.
I thought we'd lost the game right away. OT, like they scored the goal and everything, so I was pretty down about it, like, oh, this next hour or two is going to be a little tainted with a loss. But then, you know, lucky enough to go back up on that high and kind of get the win was so special, and it was awesome just to celebrate with the guys like that, and then to have senior night and win. It was kind of just a flood of happiness, and seeing my dad on the ice was pretty special. Like, he's got a good picture of my older brother and him after they had won the national championship, and I look at that, and it's such a great picture. And you know, I kind of had my own little moment with him there, and that was pretty special. just to kind of go through all of it with him and see him every day, and to kind of have that moment was something I'll live with for a while.
Now that it's kind of hitting us, you know, we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. It's almost over. It's emotional. It's hard. You know, a lot of us don't really, you know, think about it until it's actually here. You know, as a freshman and even a sophomore, you know, kind of look ahead and you think you have the forever here. And so yeah, it's you know, it's emotional. You know, all of us are kind of looking at it as the first to last this year, and so it's, you know, we just want to end on a high note.
Senior night was a moment with family and friends that will keep the group banded together forever.
We got a group of guys that, you know, that are mature and have been through it all, have tackled adversity, a lot of it, and I think that's special. You got to have that, and you know, we've stuck with each other the whole way through it, and been supportive of each other, and it's nice for things to finally come our way. And yeah, I'd say we got a really solid group.
They're just genuine, good people that you can do whatever you want with. You know, they love to compete out on the ice, and that's the biggest thing. And then off the ice, they're just good people you can hang out with, do whatever, you can talk with. I think that is what makes it so special for us, because we've created such a tight bond that way, and our friendships are just going to last forever.
It's, you know, it's humbling every day. You see some of the guys that you play with, and some of the other guys that have, you know, played at this program. It's honoring to kind of to be among one of them, and just to be a part of the program. And you know, you gotta just try to do what you think is right, do what's right by the program, and always think about the guys and the process and the team. And it's been so humbling, and I've just been so honored to have a good group of guys around me. You know, like it's definitely not one guy. It's not one guy doing it, leading the team. It's everyone. It's all 7 of us seniors. It's everybody down the lineup, up and down the list. It's just, you know, they're all leaders in their own right, I think.
Awesome stuff celebrating that group. Well done to Cassie Niles, Tyler Hasted, and the entire Through These Doors team. Coming up next on North Dakota Hockey Central, we will recap a cup-winning weekend with the man who engineered it all from the bench, head coach Brad Berry. Welcome back to North Dakota Hockey Central, where we are proud to be joined by 2-time Penrose Cup-winning head coach Brad Berry from inside Ralph Engelstad Arena. Brad, first of all, congratulations on clinching another regular season title this weekend. You've got a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, thanks very much, Alex. It was an exciting weekend with a lot of things going on with the National Championship 1980 team, senior weekend, and obviously the OT winner that Saturday night. Great call on the OT winner, by the way.
Thank you. Between the opportunity to clinch the title, senior night, and the presence of the 1980 national title team on Saturday, emotions and adrenaline had to be running high among your group. How did this team handle everything a special night like that entails while staying focused on the task at hand?
Well, that's a great question. You know, you always, worry about, with a lot of things going on senior weekend, recognizing a national championship team, that there's a lot of extra things going around that you look at. But I think our guys had a job or a task at hand that they wanted to complete, and they did. We had a very tough Western Michigan team coming in here playing very well at the time, and managed to get a couple wins on the weekend to get the Penrose, which is always a goal of ours. And I just got to say, it was an outstanding job by our group, our leadership group, of staying focused and in control of what we needed to get done.
To clinch the cup in Grand Forks, you ultimately had to sweep a ranked and motivated Western Michigan team. How did you get the job done on both nights?
I think everybody doing their job, everybody knowing that this was a very impactful weekend. Our last regular season weekend at home, knowing that we're going into a tough place in Omaha to play in the following weekend, that we needed to get after it right away. Coming off of St. Cloud, not playing well in St. Cloud, but not getting rewarded points-wise in the standings. Our guys had some urgency in their game, and everybody played their best. And I thought Adam Shield did a really good job coming in and playing very well in front of our players.
Well, you just mentioned him. The big call of the weekend was your decision to put Adam Shield back in net after Peter Thome had been the starter for the last 7 games. It certainly worked, as Shield only allowed 2 goals all weekends. But explain why you made that change entering this series.
Yeah, I think there's a few things that went on in that. I think first of all, by the way, Peter told me when he came in and played, he played outstanding. It wasn't based on anything other than, Adam Shield having a good record against Western Michigan this past season. He went into Western Michigan, won 2 games, one of them being a shutout. Going in there knowing that he had a really good few weeks of practice and just giving another guy an opportunity. We feel we have 2 very good goaltenders now that you could put either one of them in and get the result that we need. But I thought it was time for Adam to go in and he came up with 2 very solid efforts for us.
You maintained that near-perfect record thanks to a wild finish on Saturday. It looked like Western had won the game in overtime, but their goal was disallowed, and your team took advantage with the game winner from Shane Pinto 43 seconds later. Talk about the roller coaster of emotions in that OT, Brad.
Well, I thought it was a back and forth, to start with, up and down the ice, starting the overtime. They did score on that play. Obviously, there was some goalie interference. I felt they made the right decision on the call. I know we got a goal disallowed the night previous on a similar play, so very consistent in the call. But one of the things we talked about through that delay, through the review process, we said stay with it here. We got more time. We're gonna get another chance to try to win this game, and our guys didn't disappoint. Our leadership group talked about the right things. We had some players step up there right away the shift after to get it done. And, the one thing that I'm really proud of is we're finding ways to win in overtime here. It's one of those things that it's playoff hockey. It's do or die, and our guys are finding ways to get the result we need, winning games in overtime.
The scenes after Shane scored are going to stick with your team and with UND fans for a long time to come. What does it mean to win another regular season title and on senior night on top of it?
Yeah, well, there were a lot of great storylines, of winning it. There's obviously the senior night, which you always love to hang a banner, especially, the last regular season game of our seniors after playing 4 years here. 1980 National Championship team, after what they've done 40 years ago, to have the attendance of nearly all of their players and coaches here. But I think the biggest thing is adding to the tradition. One of the things that we have in our area downstairs is when you come through North Dakota, just don't be here. You need to add to the tradition, and our guys added to the tradition on Saturday night of hanging another white banner, and that's a long history and culture of our program.
You just mentioned it, winning the Penrose, another box checked on that goal sheet. Now you've got 2 more regular season games to claim the title outright against Omaha. After the emotional high of this past weekend, how do you reset and go again versus the Mavs?
Well, again, there's a lot of things going into this weekend here. I think rest and recovery is a big deal. We spent a lot of energy. It was a hard, heavy series. It was fast-paced. Recharging the batteries and getting back to where we need to go is number 1. Number 2 is getting mentally focused right away to be sharp in practice. All the details and habits that we have throughout the year have to be consistent through practice. And then finally, we're not looking at anything past the first round of playoffs are 2 weeks away. The very first thing that we're looking at is being a little bit greedy here and keeping that cup. We don't want anybody to share with us, and we need to do our work in Omaha to make sure that we'll have sole possession of that cup.
Well, we are all excited to see what is next for your team, both this weekend and beyond. Brad, congrats again on the league championship, and best of luck at UNO this weekend.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Alex.
We are not done talking Penrose Cup just yet. We will hear from some of the key men who clinched UND's 18th conference title when North Dakota Hockey Central returns.
I thought it was going to be heavier, honestly. After those emotions and a little adrenaline, it felt pretty light, so it was good.
The tradition we have here, and it's just something special, and you really can't beat it. And that moment kind of just sums it all up, and we just got to keep on going, though. We're not finished. But we in the locker room. We have a bigger trophy to win, and I think we will.
This is a special group of guys, and I don't know, just so special right now. Down to every guy. It was something that I'll take with me forever.
Well, that doesn't get old, gosh. Even though North Dakota has clinched a share of the Penrose Cup, they still have a couple games left in the regular season to try to win the thing outright. And we will have both of them live for you on MidcoSN from Omaha. The Mavericks, remember, are the only team to beat UND in Grand Forks this year, and they'll be hungry to send their seniors out with a win before hitting the road for the NCHC quarterfinals. While a single point for UND would lock up the 1 seed in the conference tournament and keep Duluth from sharing the regular season title. Both games this weekend start at 7 p.m. from Baxter Arena. That is all we've got for this week's edition of North Dakota Hockey Central. Until next time, on behalf of all of us at MidcoSN, I'm Alex Heinert. Thanks for watching, and congrats again to Brad Berry and this team on hanging another white banner in the Ralph Engelstad Arena rafters.